What's up, my little tattletales, and what's up, Sussex Squad? You guys, listen. I've made no mistake that I think that Harry's decision to attend was a misstep. But you know what? Never mind that. Because once again, the monarchy and the royal pundits have reared their ugly head. You guys know that they were saying, oh my God, Harry's coming and, good thing Meghan's not there. They are now trying to restart the rivalry between Meghan and Kate, and they are trying to say that Kate made Meghan not come. Now, let me just say this, right? Meghan didn't come because she was like, I have better things to do. Even if it wasn't Archie's birthday, Megan would have said she had to take her puppy to the dog groomers. She would have said she was cutting her nails. She could have said, you know what, well, the chickens, they're not laying enough eggs, so I think I should stay here until Megan wasn't going because, like she said, it's inauthentic. I don't like you guys. And you know what? Even though I do think that the royals are trying to they're trying to divide Harry and Meghan, right? These people are cunning. They've been doing this mess for 200 years. They know how to tinker to drop poison. Now, here's the thing. I 100% believe that Meghan and Harry are strong enough to survive this, right? And maybe because Meghan ghosted the toxic people in her family, maybe Meghan is like, you know what? Harry just has to see. Harry just has to learn on his own. Do what you want to do, but I'll be here. Fine. But let's talk about why Harry actually might be there, because I did a little digging, and the thing is, let me just be clear. I think Charles is going to take away Harry and Meghan's titles regardless. And I think as soon as he gets a chance, maybe a year or two in the monarchy, he is going to change that decree and strip Lily and Archie of their titles. Listen, I think this was happening whether Harry went, whether he doesn't go. I honestly do. Charles is a creature of habit. Everything he says he's going to do, he puts it out there. The public goes, roar, right? You can't do that. And then he ends up doing it. He did that with Camilla. He did that with stuff about his mom. He did that with stuff with Andrew. This is what Charles do. And every single thing he put out about Harry and Meghan, right? He did that too. Okay, fine. The fact that they put out, what was it, a year ago? That they were going to change the king's papers. Remember when Meghan said they sat her down and said, we're not giving your children titles. Then they put out a release saying that. Then they walked it back. I do think that's Charles's goal. And unfortunately, I don't think whether or not Harry or Meghan do the right thing or the wrong thing, that's always going to be the end game. I do hope that I'm wrong. And if I'm not wrong, I hope Harry makes peace with the family, that his family does not love him, does not respect him. And I hope, you know what, let's move on. But I do say that I think Meghan probably is saying, you know what, you have to go decide for yourself. Okay, the titles will be stripped away regardless. I'm just saying they will. This is the type of person Charles is. Charles is burning up that monarchy. Think about what's happening. Even though I will say William should be kissing the ground Harry walks on, that Harry is actually showing up. Even though William is locked in this death struggle because he's so angry at Harry, William doesn't see the writing on the wall. You know who is the world chess grandmaster champion? Camilla, and her little bottle of sherry she probably keeps in her purse. Think about it. Camilla is setting up an alternate royal court. She is setting up a new bloodline that directly descends from a queen. She is no longer a queen's consort. She is Queen Camilla. Camilla has 2 children, 5 grandchildren, all older than George, all older than Charlotte. The only people from the Windsor side that are even going to play a prominent role is George, and it's going to be, of course, William. Now, here's the thing. I think that Charles is so conniving. He plans on Xing out Harry and William. I'm not even joking, because of his love for Camilla and her family. And Camilla is so. Think about it, you guys. Think about it. Right now it's William. He's the Prince of Wales. However, Camilla, by having her whole bloodline, is setting them up as a new bloodline of royals. A new bloodline. If anything happens to William, they will take over. But she is also setting up an alternate royal court. She has deep ties in the tabloids. She is very close to her family. She connived and schemed and laid on her back and did everything she needed to do to coalesce this power, and also that she could establish her bloodline as a new royal bloodline. And Charles is down for it. Charles is mad at every single person because he blames everyone for him not being able to get to the throne until he was 70, even though the one person you should blame is the person eating honey bunches of oats to your left. Camilla is setting up a new royal bloodline. And because Charles, I think, is in on it, even the way Charles says, oh, no, I'm going to have a streamed down monarchy. You say that for your family and your children and their wives and your grandchildren, William's and Harry's. But how are you having a slimmed down monarchy when Camilla's whole generation is there? How are you having a slimmed down monarchy where Camilla is even had worked it so that Parker Bowles, her ex-husband, is now a working royal? Look it up. He will start to fill in for some of Charles's events. She took everyone, her children and her husband, along for the ride and is setting them up as the new royals. Mark my words, and this is how William is so stupid. Camilla's kids will get all the press. Camilla's kids, right? Look, honey bunches of oats, right? That's why Charles closed down the Queen's stables. He's like, I'm moving them into the palace. But think about it. Camilla will get your monarchy, your bloodline is streamed down. Camilla's bloodline is going to be in all of the papers. They're already saying, because our son's like a ginger, but he's no Harry, right? Is already getting publicity. She's cool with the Daily Mail, all the tabloid writers. Charles will love it because it'll keep William and William and Kate at bay. Don't think that Charles forgot about Kate and William releasing polls. They want the king to ascend, and Kate always showing up in blue and stealing Camilla's shine. I know what you're saying. Kate could show up with a potato sack and a paper bag over her head, and guess what? She's still gonna steal Camilla's shine. Do not think that Charles does not for one moment want Kate and power-hungry William to have any inch of power. He will use Camilla's children as proxies, and Camilla is fine for them to play second fiddle to her and Charles because, again, she's establishing her bloodline. Now, what could she do short term? Nothing. William is the Prince of Wales, but I think this might come into play. Charles can change proclamations. This might actually even come to play when, what's his name? The little one, George, actually goes up. Again, I'm not going to delve too much into this because I'm already off track. I want to get back into the Kate stuff and why Harry actually attended. But I will say that, yeah, William should be thanking Harry, because even though William doesn't appreciate it, Harry is coming and standing shoulder and shoulder and shoulder with his brother and his father and supporting the monarchy. To which I say, boo, because I want the monarchy to fall. However, I do want the best for Harry and Meghan. I do fear that Harry is playing with forces that he knows, but he underestimates. And this is, I guess, the journey that Meghan is giving Harry to go on, right? The journey of how you deal with abusers, how you deal with abusive family. The fact that some of them, you guys are like, it's his father. I know it's his father, but his father is his biggest abuser. When your abuser is a blood relative that society tells you need to be grateful, humble, and support no matter what they do, it has dangerous consequences. Meghan found that out. She somehow found the strength to deal with her abusive, alleged narcissistic father. Maybe Harry will find that in the future, because at the end of the day, you have to one day realize that they don't care about you. They see you as a tool to control, to use, to treat badly, but you are always going to be their tool. You know what? Let's move on, okay? And again, maybe that's what Meghan was saying, like, you know what, Harry, it's your journey. I love you. I support you, go support them. But it makes me so mad that Charles made it even that decision that Harry had to pick his son's birthday over and being with his family for a thing over supporting the nation. He did that on purpose. They planted that seed, and maybe the seed won't go anywhere. I pray I'm wrong, but I've seen how these people work. Even reading history books, this is an old play. But anyway, they're fine. They're solid. I get it. And let me tell y'all, for those of y'all talking about, oh, you're not a part of Sussex Sagas anymore. Shut up. I will come and I will talk my mess whenever I feel about it. You guys are stuck with me and I'm not going anywhere. And no, I'm not turning in my card. It is okay to actually say, do you think somebody made a misstep? It doesn't mean you, and this is what I mean, this like thing, it doesn't, because you point out that a situation you're emotionally invested in, that somebody made a misstep, it does not mean you want them to fail. It does not mean you're not supporting them anymore. It doesn't mean that you think, it just means, I think you made a misstep and I hope I'm wrong and I hope you reconsider. Again, but the funniest thing I have to say is they're literally trying to say that, first of all, let's talk about Harry attended. People were saying that he's playing the long-term game. I do think the long-term game, as far as keeping those kids' titles, it's an end game. Charles is going to snatch them away. They do not want mixed-race kids in their family, and Meghan realizes that. There is, no matter what you do, jump high, jump low, crawl on the floor, bark like a dog, they're still going to do this. Now, I'm sure they want to humiliate them before they do this. And I'm glad Meghan didn't give them the opportunity. And honestly, everybody keep Harry in his prayers, whether he did this out of love or whether he did this out of constitutional mandate, which I'm about to get into. He's still about to go through war. Anyway, this was on Good Morning Britain. They said, I do think that the royal family, for the royal family, Harry's presence is constitutionally important. Let's not forget that I believe he is counselor of the estate. If God forbid the Cambridges all died, we'd have King Harry on the throne after Charles, so he's got to be there. Now, let me just say, you got to be there. Shout out to Willie Mays. Has he got to be there? Yes, because I can see that if he did not show up, they will say you have abdicated your duty as counselor of the state. You were legally and constitutionally bound to be there. You have forsaken your God, you have forsaken your king, you have forsaken your country. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't have a plan to snatch away Harry's citizenship because he didn't show up. So on that point, fine. If he was interested in retaining his dukedom and also as chancellor of the state and not even being allowed, and again, when you betray your constitutional duty, at least in America, they can bring you up on charges of treason. Okay, maybe that's where they were going. Maybe that's why he actually chose to. I choose to believe this. Nobody knows what it is. I choose to believe this version of events because I was like, why would you leave your wife and kids to play this game? Literally, you were constitutionally mandated to be there, and if you weren't there, they would have snatched everything and probably tried to bar you from the UK. Sounds far-fetched, but these people have been literally putting 20 on 10. So in that case, you did the right thing because you averted a crisis, which was losing this title and losing this connection to country. Part of me does say Harry needs to make peace at the fact that that is their end goal. And no matter what he does or says, if they see an opportunity to do that, no matter what he does or says, they will do it. Meghan and the kids are abominations to them. They cannot allow that to exist. And even if they let Harry stay, even if him and Meghan, they would treat him worse than Andrew. They would treat him worse than Andrew. Anyway, let's get into the Kate part, because this is the part I know you guys are cracking up. They said they think it's an ugly compromise because Meghan didn't come and Harry did. We must be grateful that Kate in the end prevented Meghan from coming, saying she wouldn't have her there under any circumstances. She said that if she does come, she'll have to sit in the back. Let me just say this, right? And this is the interesting thing. What is going on with Kate's PR branding? Because this is nothing but like PR, right? Why is Kate trying to be branded as a bad bee with the Like, what's next? You're going to say you're going to knuckle up? Why is Kate trying to act like she is the force and she's the one keeping Meghan away and she's the one doing this? Is it because everybody in the UK media under Camilla and Charles Toilage are bloodthirsty for Meghan? I get it. They're mad that Meghan didn't show up. I don't think Charles even wanted Meghan there. Again, it's an empty invitation. It's like somebody inviting you. Oh yeah, you can come to the party, when they know you don't have a babysitter, when they know you'll be working, and when they know that your car broke down and they invite you to a party like 800 miles away. I don't think he ever wanted Meghan to come. It's obvious, and they've been saying from the beginning. So all this stuff about Meghan decided to come, not to come, fine. I think Meghan just read the room. I think she might have actually even considered coming when it was just Charles's coronation. But I think Meghan knows how to read the room, and Meghan is used to dealing with abusive family members. And when Meghan heard that Camilla was it was going to be a double coronation, and Camilla was going to be coronated as queen, they'd be creating a rival court and setting Camilla's bloodline up as not just royalty, but descendants of the queen and king of England. I think that's when Meghan was like, yeah, I'm out. Play this game with someone else. I already see what time you guys are on, and I'm not going to be a part of it. Harry, you might be constitutionally ready to go. Maybe you didn't want the kids' titles and your title snatched away just like this as soon as the coronation was over. Maybe you want this, that. Maybe you're not ready to make sense of the fact that your family is not playing with you, and they do not want our kids anywhere near. William and Kate don't even want their kids playing with them. Whatever it is. But it just makes me wonder, what is Kate's game plan? Why in all this madness? Kate is literally trying to win public. First, she tried to play the victim, saying it was the hardest thing I've ever done, and she got dragged. And now the UK tabloids are doing a different spin. Now Kate is the authority bad bee that's like, I don't want her there. And Meghan's not there. You guys, Kate needs to pick a lane, but we already know what lane that is, doormat, okay? Harry and Meghan said this choice was best for them. They didn't say it was an easy choice. They didn't say it didn't come, but they said it was a choice best for them. Of course, you guys, I have no choice but to honor their choice. What like, you guys think this is? Literally. But I will say that, again, even when you're playing chess, nobody has a perfect game of chess. There are missteps and there are miscalculations. I hope, and everybody pray for Harry when he goes over there, it's not too much. Let's hope that Meghan and Harry continue to be a team, even if they're not right next to each other. And listen, let's wait for this shambolic coronation. Again, I will say this, now that Meghan's not going to be there, I definitely won't be watching. Don't worry, I will roast all the fashions, but I will not be watching. Anyway, you guys, what do you think about this? Do you buy that it was because he was a counselor of state? He wasn't, and they were maybe going to lose his titles, maybe even try to say he breached his constitutional duty and take away his UK citizenship? I know they're wild out there. It makes sense to me. This does make it seem like a little, but again, do you guys think that eventually Harry is going to have to make peace with the fact that Charles is going to take away his kids' titles and take away Meghan's titles as soon as possible? And I do think he's going to do what they've been doing in all the royal families in Europe, where, yeah, technically you're prince, but you have no links to the crown at all, and you're just like floating in the wind, like they did, I think, in Denmark or Norway or whatever. Anyway, y'all, let me know respectfully what you think in the comments. Seriously, we are not derangers. We're not derangers, all right? So let me know what you think respectfully in the conversation, and respectfully to each other, and let's have a conversation about this. At the end of the day, guys, we're all on the same team. But just like with sports, you can talk about the way the quarterback, the way the running back, you can talk about the way the team performed, what they did, what they could do better, where they saw a weak spot. It's the same way we can do that here. You guys, it's just talking. It's all love. All right? Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will talk to you later.